was baptized Catholic, but I was not raised in the faith. My family and we went to a Protestant church for a little while when I was quite young, but we stopped going to that church after a while. Slowly, as I got older, I began to drift away from God, and ended up forgetting about God pretty much altogether.
I grew up going to Mass on Sundays, but outside of that, I didn't really have much of a knowledge of the faith. As I grew up and I entered middle school, I began to have many doubts about God. And over those years, I slowly stopped believing in God and stopped wanting to live a Christian life.
In high school, I had a big conversion to Christianity, and I started practicing Protestant Christianity. And so I was researching different churches to attend, trying to find a place that I could call home. And at one point, I had the opportunity to attend a Catholic adoration and praise and worship service at a nearby parish. And so I got to the adoration service, and I went in the front pew. I knew what the Catholics thought the Eucharist was, and soon adoration began. And I watched the priest process up. The incense was flying, and his vestments were floating in the wind. And I watched as he placed what looked to be bread in the monstrance.
As I began high school, my freshman theology teacher quickly stuck out to me as just a great witness of a joyful Christian life. That really inspired me a lot to kind of give the faith another consideration, and soon after that I was invited to go on a weekend retreat. This retreat was centered around the Eucharist. On that retreat, I was able to experience a lot of really good fellowship with my fellow high schoolers, but most importantly, I was able to spend hours with Jesus in Mass and adoration. If the God of the universe was willing to take on the appearance of bread just to be with me, then I knew that I had to follow him with everything I had.
I remember making a very specific prayer that evening. I was looking at the apparent piece of bread in the monstrance, and I remember asking the Lord, saying, Lord, if you want me to be Catholic, if this is really you in the Eucharist, you got to tell me. This is your chance. And I heard him say so clearly, welcome home. And I knew from that moment that this is where I belong. This was my birthright. This is the place that Jesus wanted me to be.
From this encounter, I set out to live a different life, a life that witnessed to Eucharistic love. And from there, the question that used to be, will I follow Jesus in the Eucharist, became, how am I called to love Jesus in the Eucharist and to share that love with others? And that question is the question that led me to seminary.